Okay, here I am playing a game that I just heard about on Steam because I saw it in the promos. It's called The Stanley Parable. I'm sure you can read that right there, um, unless you're mentally disabled or in some fashion that I can't respect your intelligence because you can't read. Um, and I saw I saw this on Steam, like I said, and I watched like a quick trailer of it, and I was like, what the fuck is this game about? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I was like, okay, I'll go to YouTube, and I'll take a look and see if anybody's done a Let's Play of it. And sure enough, of course, there's been tons of Let's Plays done on it, so I'm late to the party. But apparently, what happened is that this game was like a mod or released in like 2011 and was not done correctly or something like that. So it was re-released in late October in what they call an HD or a remake version, and so I saw it and I downloaded it and I played it for like 5 seconds and I was like, this is fucking hilarious. And I was like, this is going straight up on YouTube. I might even do a Twitch and then ask people to make decisions because I just thought it was awesome. So, I'll try to like sort of explain the game as it's going on. It's Total Biscuit, who is huge on YouTube. I'm sure many people have heard of him. He did sort of a review, not really a Let's Play, but he said, well, if you're wondering what the fuck this is, then I think that you should listen to what he has to say, because he said this is more of an art piece than an actual video game. And I think that's a good way of putting it, to be honest. And there's really no adversity from what I hear. It's more of it is more of an art piece, and the game ends when you want it to end, and there's multiple endings. So I'll shut up and let the intro go right about now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so here's an example of how the game kind of works, because it can take any direction you really want it to. And then it'll end if you take a direction that doesn't really work, and then it'll take you to a certain point, or it'll end the game or something. I'm not exactly sure. So, the narrative told me to step out of my office. And if I want to make an example of that, I could say, well, no, I don't want to do that.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And the game ends. So like I said, there's a number of paths you can take. And it begins again right here. The narration is quite insane as to how good it is in when you do something and what it anticipates to say. Because it wants to direct you in a certain way, and you can do whatever, and it has a voice outcome for whatever you want to do. So it sent me back to the office here to go out and try again, or do whatever it wants, or you know, progress the game the way you want it to. Without further ado, I think I'll go through, and I'm not planning to listen to the guy at all. I'm just gonna probably do the opposite of what he wants. So
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
it's really funny how often the guy just chimes in, trying to re-narrate or compensate for what you are doing. It's quite an amazing mechanic that they've come up with to encounter the amount of time that you're in a certain place and then generate something new to say. And actually, you can stick around for quite a while before anything really happens, or I don't know how to put it. Because I'm betting he'll say something soon, because I've been in this area for a bit too long. But maybe it's because I'm not standing still. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not too interested in sticking around here. I'm just going to progress. And close the door here. Oh, this door didn't close. You also can't jump, which is kind of weird. Oh, that was... Oh my god, I am stuck in the door. Oh my god. Okay, can I crouch? Yeah, it doesn't help me though. Okay, we might have to restart. Oh my god. Oh. I like got out for a second there, a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have to restart. Okay, so here we are again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Looks like they were fucking dragged out of here or something. I mean, if you look at this. Alright.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
See, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I went around and I touched every single door, and it recognized that, and came up with a voice thing. I mean, it's a fairly simple thing to add in, but it's just amazing, you know, that they thought of that, and they thought about a lot of other things. Like, if I stand here long enough, it'll say something to me again. Okay, let's keep going. What is this? I hate Mondays. Yeah, it does look like these people were just dragged the fuck out of here. kind of want to see if there's like a secret or something. A door that you wouldn't think would open, because 90% of these doors don't open.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, obviously, as I said, we're not going to follow any of this guy's directions. We're going to go on the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sure, why not? I might follow that one because, as I recall it...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This is like a horrible employee lounge. It's just a soda machine that doesn't work.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
You know it is. Can't
At
sit.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
It's great. Wonder if I can get coffee.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Wish I could read some of this. What does that say? Suppose lounge day 41. What is it? Dot my in place the weeks something interesting. Okay, I will leave this place now.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
It was a fascinating room. He wants me to go in here? I say no.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Why is that caution? I don't understand. What kind of caution comes with... Like, I understand caution could come with lying, but, like, it's the kind of caution sign that's, like, warning things could fall from your, like, from above and kill you.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I know.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is her? And, actually, you can jump off this platform, but then the game ends, so I'm not too eager to restart. And that's where I stopped, and I was like, nah, I gotta show this to people. This is awesome. So, I don't know where this goes. Holy shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
I didn't
Hope
pick
for
up
a
the
life
phone.
reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
What?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
No.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay. Just don't send me back.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
So I'm supposed to lie? Or what?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You
fuck?
may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going. Wait. Oh, the door's locked now. Okay. This way? No. They don't want me to go all the way back, do they?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Well, I'm gonna disobey your choices no matter what, because you're forcing me. Then it doesn't make it a choice. That's like more of a dictatorship. Okay.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I'm taking the door on the right again.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Door on the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Why is everything all different? Look, like, what the fuck happened there? Perhaps we're not too late. Go back in. Fine, we'll go in the door on the right. Fucking jackass. There's a door on the left.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... my story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Well, how
and what
was
am
I
I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No.
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
No.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do
How was I supposed to know this had happened?
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
I don't even know.
I have to.
No, don't, no. No, 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 no. No. I don't even know what kind of problems that would cause. I didn't know what he was going to have me do in the first place. Oh, oh, no, what? Ooh.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now
Yep.
look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
But I'm not Stanley.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh,
Yeah, probably.
what story? If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole
did go through the door on
underground
the left.
facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine, we'll do it your way this time. This time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's wonderful. Monetize for delay. We're gonna do it the other way the next time, because I wanna answer the phone. I should have answered the phone.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This doesn't, like, this completely changed. Like, this looks like a house. What harm could jumping in this game do? What is this? Business time. Yeah, the door doesn't open. No. Guess I have to take the one that goes to the office.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115?
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yes.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I did go through the door on the
Why did you come
right.
this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? Am I bugging out or like what?
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Oh my god, that's it?
Can you hear me?
I couldn't talk into the thing.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
Okay. We're gonna begin the game again.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Begin the game again.